The salty breeze from the Pacific whipped through my hair as I pedaled furiously down the boardwalk in San Diego, my heart pounding not just from the exertion but from the shadow I could feel closing in behind me. Ethan, my stepbrother, had shown up unannounced at my dorm again, his cold blue eyes scanning the room like he owned the place, and I'd bolted without a word, desperate to escape the pull that always dragged me back. But as I glanced over my shoulder, there he was, jogging effortlessly after me. His presence a magnet I couldn't resist, no matter how hard I tried. I never thought moving to San Diego for college would turn my life into this tangled mess. Fresh out of high school in the Midwest, I chose UCSD because it promised freedom, sunny beaches, new friends, and a chance to figure out who I was without the weight of family expectations. But then my mom remarried, and Ethan crashed into my world like a storm I couldn't outrun. He was everything I wasn't. Tall, broad-shouldered, with that effortless confidence that came from growing up in privilege. His dad, a tech mogul from Silicon Valley, had swept my mom off her feet after my own father passed away 5 years ago. Ethan was already in his senior year at SDSU, studying business, and from the moment we met at the wedding, his icy demeanor set the tone. He barely spoke to me, offering only curt nods and dismissive glances. I told myself it didn't matter. We weren't blood, and soon I'd be across the city, building my own life as a freshman majoring in environmental science. But avoidance wasn't easy. Family dinners became obligatory, and Ethan's presence loomed large. He'd critique my choices with a single arched eyebrow. Why environmental science when I could go into something practical like finance? His words stung, laced with that superior tone, but beneath it, I sensed something else, a flicker of interest that made my stomach twist. I pushed it down, reminding myself he was straight, engaged in endless frat parties with girls hanging off his arm. Or so I thought. The first real crack came during Thanksgiving break. Mom insisted we all stay at the new house in La Jolla, a sprawling mansion overlooking the ocean. I arrived late, hoping to minimize interaction, but Ethan was waiting in the driveway, leaning against his sleek black SUV. "You're late," he said, his voice flat, but his eyes lingered on me a second too long. "Sorry, traffic?" I muttered, grabbing my bag and heading inside. That night, after dinner, I escaped to the balcony to stare at the waves crashing below. The air was crisp, carrying the scent of salt and eucalyptus. I heard footsteps and turned to find Ethan there, a glass of whiskey in hand. He didn't say anything at first, just stood beside me, his shoulder brushing mine accidentally? Or was it? "Why do you always run?" he asked suddenly, his tone softer than usual. I froze. "What do you mean?" "From me. From this family." His gaze was intense, probing. I laughed it off. "I'm not running. Just busy with school." He stepped closer, the heat from his body cutting through the chill. "Liar." The word hung between us, charged. I felt my pulse quicken, a forbidden warmth spreading through me. This couldn't be happening. He was my stepbrother, for God's sake. Society would crucify us, whispers of taboo, judgments from friends and family. I backed away, mumbling excuses, and spent the rest of the night locked in my room, heart racing. Back at campus, I threw myself into distractions. Joined the LGBTQ+ alliance, made friends who understood the confusion bubbling inside me. There was Alex, a cute guy from my bio class, with his easy smile and shared passion for ocean conservation. We started hanging out, grabbing coffee after lectures, walking along Mission Beach. Felt normal, safe. But Ethan kept appearing, texting about family obligations, showing up at my favorite coffee shop by coincidence. Each time, I'd feel that pull, that inexplicable draw toward his cold exterior, cracking just enough to reveal vulnerability. One evening, after a group study session, Alex walked me back to my dorm. We lingered outside, his hand brushing mine. "I like you, Jake," he said softly. Before I could respond, a car horn blared. Ethan's SUV pulled up, headlights glaring. "Get in," he called out. His voice edged with something I couldn't place. Jealousy? Alex looked confused. "Who is that?" "My stepbrother," I sighed. Sorry, I gotta go. As I climbed in, Ethan gripped the wheel tightly. Who's he? A friend. I crossed my arms, staring out the window. Doesn't look like just a friend. His tone was accusatory, and the air thickened with unspoken tension. Why do you care? I snapped, turning to face him. Our eyes locked, and for a moment, the world narrowed to just us. He pulled over abruptly, the engine idling. Because, he said, his voice low, you're avoiding the wrong things. My breath caught. Was this it? The admission I'd feared and craved? But then he shook his head, restarting the car. Forget it. Just be careful. That night, I lay awake, replaying the moment. Society's rules screamed in my head. Stepbrothers? Gay? In a conservative family like ours? It was a recipe for disaster, for scandal. Yet, the more I tried to push Ethan away, the more his image haunted me, blurring the lines between hate and desire. The conflicts escalated. At a family barbecue, Ethan's dad made an offhand comment about traditional values, glancing at me with suspicion after seeing a rainbow pin on my backpack. Ethan defended me subtly, changing the subject, but later, in private, he cornered me. You need to tone it down around them. Tone what down? Being myself. I challenged. He ran a hand through his hair, frustrated. It's not that simple, Jake. They won't understand. And you do. My voice rose, drawing stares from nearby guests. Ethan's eyes flashed. More than you think. The argument spilled over into the drive home, words flying like daggers. You're just scared, I accused, of what people will say. He slammed on the brakes, pulling into a deserted parking lot. Scared? You have no idea. He turned to me, his face inches away. The tension was electric, a storm brewing. I could see the war in his eyes, duty versus desire. In that moment, I wanted to bridge the gap, to shatter the ice. But fear won. I opened the door and walked away, hailing a ride back to campus. Yet, even as I did, I knew I was only delaying the inevitable. Weeks blurred into a haze of lectures, beach cleanups, and deliberate avoidance. I blocked Ethan's number, ignored Mom's calls about family time, and dove deeper into my relationship with Alex. He was kind, uncomplicated, a stark contrast to the chaos Ethan brought. We shared our first kiss under the pier at sunset, the waves lapping gently, and for a fleeting moment, I felt free. But freedom was an illusion. One afternoon, as Alex and I studied in the library, my phone buzzed with an unknown number. We need to talk, the text read. Ethan. How he'd gotten through, I didn't know, but his persistence was unnerving. I met him at a neutral spot, a coffee shop near Balboa Park. He was already there, nursing a black coffee, his posture rigid. Why are you ignoring me? He demanded as I sat down. Because it's easier, I admitted, stirring my latte unnecessarily. Whatever it is between us, it's wrong. His jaw tightened. Wrong according to who? Society? Our parents? Everyone. I whispered. We're stepbrothers. People will talk. It'll destroy the family. He leaned forward, his voice intense. And what if I don't care? What if I've been fighting this since the day I met you? My heart skipped. There it was, the confession that shattered my defenses. But doubt crept in. Was this real or just another layer of his control? Ethan's life was picture perfect. Star athlete in high school, top of his class, heir to a fortune. Coming out, especially with me, would invite scrutiny, perhaps even disinheritance. I can't, I said, standing up. I'm with Alex now. He's good for me. Ethan's expression darkened. Is he? Or is he just safe? The words hit like a punch. I left without answering, but they echoed in my mind. That night, Alex noticed my distraction. What's wrong? He asked as we walked through campus. Family stuff, I lied. But the lie festered, and soon cracks appeared in our budding romance. Alex wanted commitment. I wanted clarity. Meanwhile, societal pressures mounted. At an alliance meeting, we discussed discrimination stories, lost jobs, estranged families. One guy shared how his relationship with a close family friend tore everything apart. Felt like a warning aimed at me. Then came the bombshell. Mom called, excited. Ethan's bringing his girlfriend to dinner next week. Isn't that great? Girlfriend? My stomach dropped. Was it a cover? Or had I misread everything? Jealousy surged, irrational and fierce. I agreed to come, curiosity overriding sense. The dinner was tense. Ethan's girlfriend, Sarah, was polished and perfect, chatting animatedly with our parents. Ethan barely looked at me, his arm around her casually. But when our eyes met across the table, the spark was undeniable. After dessert, I excused myself to the patio. He followed minutes later. Jealous? He teased, but his eyes were serious. Of what? Your fake date. I shot back. Sarah interrupted then, linking her arm with his. Everything okay? Fine, Ethan said tightly. As they left, I felt a pang of loss. The next day, Alex confronted me. You're distant. Is there someone else? I hesitated too long. It's complicated. He nodded sadly. Figure it out, Jake. And just like that, he was gone. Alone again, I wandered to the beach, the sunset painting the sky in fiery hues. My phone rang. Ethan. We need to stop this dance, he said when I answered. Agreed, I replied, but my voice wavered. Meet me at the cove tomorrow. I shouldn't have gone, but I did. The cove was secluded, waves crashing against rocks. Ethan was there, pacing. Sarah's just a friend, he confessed, helping me figure things out. Figure what out? I pressed. This. He closed the distance, his hand on my arm. The touch sent shivers through me. We talked for hours, about his repressed feelings, the pressure from his dad to be the perfect son, the fear of societal backlash in their elite circles. Being gay isn't part of the plan, he admitted. But you changed everything. Tears stung my eyes. It'll ruin us. Or save us, he countered. We didn't kiss, didn't cross that line. But the emotional intimacy was profound. A bond forged in shared secrets. Yet doubt lingered. Was pursuing this worth the fallout? The judgments from friends, the potential family rift? As conflicts brewed, external pressures intensified. Ethan's frat brothers started rumors after seeing us together too often. What's up with you and your little bro? One joked at a party I reluctantly attended. Ethan laughed it off, but the comment stung, highlighting the taboo. Then a heated argument with Mom. She found an old text from Ethan on my phone. Innocent, but suspicious. What's going on between you two? She demanded. Nothing, I lied, but her eyes narrowed. If there's something unnatural, I won't stand for it. The word unnatural cut deep, echoing societal prejudices. I stormed out, seeking solace in the alliance group. Their stories of rejection fueled my resolve, but also my fear. Ethan called later. We can't let them dictate us. But what if they're right? I whispered. Silence. Then, are you giving up? The question hung, unanswered, as the storm gathered strength. The turning point came during Pride Month. San Diego buzzed with energy. Parades, events, a celebration of identity I craved. I volunteered at a booth for the Alliance, handing out flyers, feeling empowered. But Ethan showed up, uninvited, his presence a disruption. What are you doing here? I hissed, pulling him aside. Supporting you, he said simply. But his eyes scanned the crowd warily, as if expecting judgment. We argued in whispers. You can't just show up. People will talk. Let them. His defiance was new, exhilarating, and terrifying. That night, at a post-event gathering, things escalated. A mutual friend, unaware of our connection, introduced us casually. Jake, meet Ethan. He's straight, but an ally. The label stung Ethan visibly. Later, alone in a quiet corner, he confessed, I'm tired of hiding. Me too, I admitted. Our hands brushed, a tentative touch that spoke volumes. But as we leaned in, closer than ever, a flash went off, someone's phone camera. Panic set in. By morning, The photo circulated in group chats. Stepbros getting cozy? Weird. The backlash was swift. Friends questioned me. Is it true? That's complicated. Ethan's frat revoked his invite to events. Whispers of incest, floating despite no blood relation. Society's moral compass spun wildly, labeling us before we even defined ourselves. Our parents caught wind. Dad, Ethan's father, called a family meeting. The atmosphere in the La Jolla living room was frigid. Explain this, he demanded, holding up a printed screenshot. It's nothing, Ethan lied, but his voice cracked. Mom looked at me, tears in her eyes. Jake, please tell me it's not what it looks like. Couldn't lie. We're figuring things out. The room exploded. Accusations flew. This is immoral. You'll ruin the family name. Ethan's dad threatened to cut him off. Mom pleaded for normality. We were stepbrothers. Society viewed us through a lens of taboo, ignoring the lack of biology. The drama peaked as Ethan stood, defending us. Love isn't about rules. It's about us. But the words fell on deaf ears. I left in tears, Ethan following. In the driveway, he held me briefly. We'll get through this. Doubt not. Was love worth this pain? The societal conflicts, homophobia masked as concern, the stigma of our relation, piled on. I sought advice from a counselor at school, anonymously. It's not illegal, but socially? It's a minefield, she said. Think about the long-term impact. Her words echoed as more drama unfolded. Alex, hurt from our breakup, spread rumors amplifying the scandal. Jake's into his stepbrother. Creepy, right? Campus became a battlefield. Stares, whispers, I felt exposed, judged. Ethan faced worse. His business internship revoked due to personal issues. The elite world he inhabited had no room for controversy. Yet, amid the chaos, our bond deepened. Late-night talks on the beach, sharing fears and dreams. I never planned this, Ethan admitted. But you're the first person who sees me, not the facade. I see you, I replied, our fingers intertwining. No kisses, just emotional rawness. But the pull was undeniable, the drama intensifying with each secret meeting. A major clash came at a family wedding, a cousin's. We attended separately, but tension simmered. During the reception, Ethan's dad cornered him. End this nonsense, or you're out of the will. Ethan's response, then disown me. I overheard, heartbreaking. Later, we escaped to the garden. I can't let you lose everything, I said. It's my choice, he insisted. Our argument turned passionate, voices rising. You're worth it, Jake. But was I? The societal weight pressed down. Friends drifting away, family fractured. One night, alone, I researched. Stories of similar relationships, some thriving in secrecy, others destroyed by judgment. It fueled debate in my mind. Was our love valid, or a product of proximity? The high drama culminated in a public confrontation. At a campus rally against discrimination, I spoke up. Love doesn't fit neat boxes. It's messy, real. Ethan was in the crowd, his presence supportive. But afterward, protesters, ironically from conservative groups, heckled us. Keep it in the family. The irony burned. We retreated to my dorm, exhausted. This is what we're up against, I said. Then we fight, Ethan replied. His cold facade fully melted, revealing a man ready to battle for us. But the question lingered. Could we win? As summer approached, the pressure cooker boiled over. Ethan moved out of his frat house, crashing temporarily in a cheap apartment near campus. His dad had frozen his accounts, forcing him to take a part-time job at a coffee shop. A humbling fall from grace. I visited often, our conversations laced with defiance and doubt. One evening, as rain pelted the windows, we sat on his worn couch. Do you regret it? I asked. Never, he said, pulling me close. Our embraces were chaste, but the emotional intensity was profound. Yet, societal echoes haunted us. News articles about forbidden relationships popped up in my feed, sparking internal debates. Were we brave or foolish? Mom tried reconciliation. Come home, Jake. We can fix this. Fix what? Who I am. I challenged over the phone. Her sigh was heavy. It's not just you. Him. The call ended in tears, highlighting the family rift. Ethan's dad was harsher, sending lawyers with ultimatums. Sign this NDA, end the relationship, or lose everything. Ethan tore it up. I'm done living for you. The act was liberating, but consequences followed. Job offers dried up. Whispers in professional circles labeled him unstable. Society's judgment was swift, unforgiving. Amid this, a silver lining. Support from unexpected quarters. My alliance friends rallied, sharing similar stories. Love wins, one said. But does it? When faced with real-world backlash. A pivotal moment came during a beach bonfire with friends. Ethan joined, tentative. As stories flowed, someone asked, "How'd you two meet?" "Family," I said vaguely. Laughter turned awkward when details emerged. "Stepbrothers? That's intense." The conversation sparked debate. Society's too hung up on labels versus some lines shouldn't be crossed. Ethan defended us eloquently. Connection isn't about blood or norms. It's about souls. His words moved me, but doubt persisted. Later, alone by the fire, he confessed, "I'm scared, Jake, of losing you to this mess." "Me too," I admitted. Our vulnerability deepened the bond, but the drama escalated. Then, the ultimate betrayal. Sarah, Ethan's fake girlfriend, went public. Jealous or spiteful, she leaked texts to a gossip blog. Ethan's secret gay affair with Stepbro. The internet exploded. Hashtags trended. Forbidden Love San Diego scandal. Comments ranged from supportive to vicious. Disgusting. Inspiring. We hunkered down, media hounding us. A reporter cornered me on campus. "Is it true? How do you respond to incest accusations?" "It's not incest," I snapped. "We're not related." But the damage was done. Protests formed, pro and con. Society's divide mirrored our internal turmoil. In the eye of the storm, we found strength. "This is our story," Ethan said, holding my hand publicly for the first time. The act was defiant, romantic, yet risky. Family intervened again. Mom and Ethan's dad ambushed us at a neutral cafe. "This ends now," Dad declared. "No," Ethan stood firm. "We're adults. Our choice." Mom pleaded, "Think of the future. Jobs, friends. It'll follow you." Her words hit home. Was our love selfish, ignoring ripple effects? The meeting ended in stalemate, but seeds of doubt grew. That night I broke. Maybe they're right. Maybe we should stop. Ethan's face crumpled. "You don't mean that." Tears flowed. "I love you. But this pain, is it worth it?" He pulled me into a hug. "Yes, because without you, it's emptier." The emotional climax left us raw, questioning everything. Societal conflicts, homophobia, taboo stigmas, clashed with personal desires. Controversial choices defined us. Pursue love or bow to norms. As tensions peaked, a glimmer of hope. An advocacy group reached out. "Your story inspires. Want to share?" We debated. Expose more? Or retreat? Ultimately, we chose to speak at a panel. The event was charged. Supporters cheered. Detractors booed. Ethan spoke first. "Love isn't easy, but it's real." I added, "Society evolves. Why not us?" The applause was mixed, but empowering. Yet, backlash followed. Threats online. Vandalism at Ethan's apartment. In the aftermath, we reflected. Was it worth it? I asked. Ethan smiled faintly. Every moment. But the drama wasn't over. Choices loomed. Fight on, or part ways for peace. Resolution came unexpectedly. After the panel, Ethan's dad called, not with anger, but resignation. "I don't understand, but I don't want to lose you." It wasn't acceptance, but a crack in the ice. Mom followed suit. "Give me time, Jake." The family thaw was slow, punctuated by awkward dinners where topics danced around the elephant. Society, however, remained divided. Online forums debated our story, heroic or harmful? We navigated carefully, building a life together. Ethan switched majors to something passionate, environmental policy, aligning with mine. We moved into a small apartment overlooking the bay, our days filled with studies, beach walks, and quiet moments of connection. But scars remained. Friends lost, opportunities missed. Alex reached out once. "I'm happy for you, but be careful." His words reminded me of the ongoing struggle. Societal acceptance was partial. Judgments lingered in subtle ways. Stares at events, whispers in stores. One evening, as we watched the sunset from our balcony, Ethan turned to me. "Do you think we made the right choice?" I squeezed his hand. Every day, our journey was a testament to resilience, but not without controversy. The taboo of our beginning fueled endless debates. Was step-sibling romance acceptable if no blood tied us? Did societal norms outweigh personal happiness? As time passed, we advocated quietly, sharing our story in safe spaces. Ethan's career rebounded with a nonprofit. Mine flourished in research. Family ties mended, albeit imperfectly. Yet, the pull that started it all, the inescapable draw, remained. The more I tried to avoid him, the deeper I'd fallen. Now, in the quiet of our shared life, I realized it was inevitable. But questions persisted, sparking reflection. Had we romanticized pain, or truly triumphed? In the end, our love stood, a beacon amid storms. San Diego's sunsets witnessed our evolution. From avoidance to acceptance, drama to depth. Is it morally right to pursue a romantic relationship with a step-sibling, even if society deems it taboo?